Hey, what's up everybody? The Dirt Trax Nation, it's AJ here. I am in Louisiana, just outside of Shreveport at the Highlifter testing facility. And we are down here testing the new 2019 Highlifter Ranger XP 1000, as well as the Razor XP 1000 and the Sportsman Highlifter as well. So we got all three Highlifter models down here. There's 2 and 4 seat versions of the Razor and 3 and 6 seat versions of the Ranger, and we are having a great time. I wanted to show you this thing completely filthy because hey, all you guys who like the mud stuff know that it ain't about what it looks like clean, it's about how it works when it's dirty, and this thing works great. They've really updated a lot of stuff on the new XP 1000 Ranger. This is no longer, or not that it was, but this isn't like your average mud running ATV where they just put a high lift kit on it and some big tires. This thing was thought out from the start to finish, and they've really put a lot of time and energy into making this totally usable and completely functional. Front bumpers, rear bumpers that are unique to this vehicle, with a super high winch mount on this one. So you mount it up top here. It's got a nice little ring on the back so you can tie off your hook. It's got a nice D-ring recess that's lifts up down here. Then a couple other mounts for you to get your tie straps through and whatnot when you're tying it down. But the reason they put the big wings on this thing is super smart. Yeah, you can get the rapid recovery winch, but if you don't have the rapid recovery, just take your winch cable when it's out at 50 feet and you wrap it through. You just S-hook it around through the top here, put it around just like everybody else does, but that's exactly why they built it like this. So, I mean, that's kind of the thoughtful stuff that that the Ranger teams put into this thing. It's not just, oh yeah, well, bring your winch in every single time, because we all know when you're out getting stuck and in the, the seriously thick stuff, you don't have time to do that. So just wrap it around the front, tie it off where that little welded on D-ring on the back is. You're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. This has got the premium doors on it. These are really premium. They open up super nice. They're thick, like really thick. Yeah, there's a little water in the pocket, but that's the only place that holds water. The bottom of the doors though, so this is their premium door. It's got a nice finished interior. It's quiet. Stays all hinged and tight when you're riding, doesn't rattle. But down low, they cut out an extra inch out of the door. So let me show you this. So when the door is closed, you got a full 1-inch recess where all the water comes out. Some people are gonna say, oh, but water goes in there. If you're up to your knees in mud, which I've been all day in here, I've literally been up to the seats in mud. You can see how much is on them. That stuff clears out so well. Whereas if we just had the tight seal all the way around, and even just those little relief pockets in the bottom floor, those little screw out circles that they have in the Razors, if we had those down there, it would not drain out fast enough. Not to mention it'd probably get plugged with mud, especially in the conditions we're in right now. And this thing clears out that water so efficiently and so fast. Seats have 1 more inch of foam all the way around. Sorry for the sunlight, it's really bright down here. It's a super hot day. Seats have 1 more inch of foam. They're wicked comfortable, like really, really comfortable. This one's got the aftermarket, or not aftermarket, but the quartz, MB quartz stereo in it. It's got the bus bar up top. So all you do is run your bus bar up there and you plug your accessories in. Super tidy, super clean. Got your snorkels out back. They're huge. They work great. We've had this thing right up to the box, had the box full of water, no issues whatsoever. You got your big bumper out back. Thing works great. Your Outlaw 2 tires, and these ones on the Ranger are 28s all the way around. Really nice tires, work great out here. Highlifter Products have been doing a great job. Driveline on this vehicle, 20% stronger. They've beefed up the front differential. They've beefed up all the axles, the half shafts or prop shafts, whatever you want to call them, beefed up. They got rid of the reverse chain, and now it is a reverse gear. So it's the same stuff that they did in the turbo model. So there will be no issues there. They've gone through this thing top to bottom with a fine-tooth comb and really, really delivered a great product. I mean, I've had to blast out here. I've been in all the big holes. We've been running through all the ponds, everything we can find, and you can put this thing right up to your shoulders in mud, and there is no issues. I mean, those snorkels, once you get up to that point, you're pretty deep, so I don't think you want to go any deeper with the stock snorkels than your shoulders. And we've been up to that, and it performs exactly as they say it does. You guys are going to see a full test ride on Dirt Trax here before the end of the season. Actually, what am I talking about? It's not going to be a test ride. It's a full 10-minute story just on this event and these products. So I think you guys are really going to like it. There's people ripping around here and all the different stuff you can see. There's a 4-seat version. They're washing a bunch of the Razors, and Sportsman's over there. What else can I tell you guys about this thing? It's got the horsepower is I think an extra 10 horse over the next closest competition that's building a mud specific you know, utility style vehicle or rec utility style vehicle like this. It's just, yeah, an absolute blast out here. If you're out this way, if you're near Shreveport or Louisiana, I mean, you're within 4, 5, 6 hours drive, you should come out here and check this facility out. They're opening this coming weekend, which by the time this airs, everybody will, it'll already be open, but it's the Highlifter testing grounds. And you can come out here, you can pay to ride. They got exceptionally good mud riding areas, big, huge holes. I mean, stuff that you're gonna need a lift like that, that buggy way in the background over there. You know, you're gonna need something like that to get through, but you can also come out with stock Highlifter Rangers, Razors, and Sportsmans and have an absolute blast. I think that's just about everything I can tell you guys for right now about this particular product, but I want you to know that I'm super impressed. I really like the new Highlifter lineup for 2019, and honestly I think you guys are going to absolutely just be totally stoked. So if you go into your dealer showroom and you're looking at this thing, just trust me on this one. This is ready for whatever abuse you throw at it. There is, in my opinion, nothing that's going to outrun this thing right now. I'd love to do a head-to-head battle with this against the Defender XMR, but I'll tell you what, Polaris has put a lot of time in with this vehicle, a lot of time. Their all-wheel drive system locks the front end within, I think, 1.8 degrees of rotation. They were telling us that that's within, on these lugs, it locks the front end within that much of the lug rotation. So the tire only has to slip, what, maybe an inch? And at that point, the front end is 100% solidly locked. That's how their all-wheel drive system works. They've also updated the power steering on it. So the power steering is just perfect. You don't have to, you know, it's not too hard. It's a progressive power steering, so as you go faster, it reduces the power steering, the amount of power steering put in, or you know, the input that you feel gets a little firmer as you go faster, which is nice. The progressive systems work great. You don't have to select anything, you just ride it the way it is. But even when it's in four-wheel drive and locked up, it's not overly abusive, it's not hard to steer, it doesn't take monkey arms to, you know, gorilla arms to be able to steer the thing. Works really good, does exactly what it's supposed to. And yeah, that all-wheel drive system, it really is nice. It locks up, it stays locked, and that's something that you know, people who are running deep, thick mud want, because as soon as you get full lock to lock or something like that, some of the other locked up systems will actually disengage, and the Polaris system does not, and you can feel it on this thing. I mean, you put this thing lock to lock as hard as you can, and it's crabbing like crazy. It's like you're on dry asphalt. Thing works great, does what it's supposed to. And yeah, if you're going into a dealership and looking to buy a new mud-specific rec utility side-by-side, new mud-specific ATV, or a mud-specific sports side-by-side like the XP1K Razor, you're going to have an absolute blast on these things. You're not going to be disappointed, and the people who built them have put in the time, the effort, and also used companies like Highlifter who know what they're talking about in the mud and their experience to build a great product. So really stoked. Thanks to Polaris for bringing us out here. Thanks to the Highlifter crew, to the whole staff there and the owners. Great people, really solid facility. Come out, check it out, and have a great time of your own. This is the 2019 Polaris Ranger XP 1000 Highlifter.